Hello, friends. Welcome to the Career Guru podcast. I am your host, Steve Yanovsky. What a glorious day it is to start your path in a new career. Doors are opening here at the Boston Career Institute even as we speak. And I'm here holding the key for you. So tune in, stay sharp, and enjoy yourself. This is going to be great. Hashtag Let's Career Up.
Greetings, my friends, aspiring career gurus, professionals all across the fruited plain. This is your career guru, Steve Yanovsky, coming to you through the magic of the internet with yet another episode of the Career Guru podcast. Our last podcast was about dealing with anxiety in the workplace. In general, just dealing with anxiety, but in a workplace. One of the things that we talked about was seeking help from your coworkers and supervisors and managers. A lot of times that could be cause of your anxiety in the beginning. So I wanted to touch upon dealing with manager who happens to be the cause of your anxiety, or dealing with a manager that's difficult. Okay, so I wanted to touch upon this and discuss it with you in some details, as there are a lot of coping mechanisms and they're all interrelated. As you can see, or if you go back and listen to the previous episodes, there's a lot of networking between the topics that we have. A lot of them are almost identical. So there are similarities with everything. Pieces fit together. You know, all of these personal matters that we have been discussing, all stemming from dealing with procrastination, which oftentimes itself is a matter of some form of anxiety, as we talked about in the last episode. They're all intertwined. It's a tapestry of different colors and as a jigsaw puzzle, but everything seems to fit in the end. These odd-shaped pieces will come in to form this beautiful picture that will help you become an even better career professional. I'm very happy that we sort of stumbled on this idea, all stemming from your feedback, mind you. So I'm very grateful to those people who are writing in. It gives us ideas for episodes moving forward. I'm not just pulling them out of a vacuum, and I want more feedback, not just saying, hey, thank you, Steve, or thank you, Guru, for helping us through this particular issue. Write to me. Tell me what else you want to hear. Give me suggestions for guests you want me to bring in. Okay, even though a lot of your feedback says, hey, Guru, we just like you talking, and, but, let's every so often spice it up a little bit. So dealing with a difficult manager or supervisor, it is very challenging, but there are strategies. Let's talk about them in brief so this information can be retained, and if we need to expound on this topic a little bit, we will. Okay? One of the ways, amazingly enough, of dealing with difficult managers, and again, this goes back to the previous episode, okay, is to understand the manager's perspective. They may not just be difficult. They may not be whatever expletive or adjective you may want to assign to your manager. A lot of times, all of these things stem from just not understanding people or feeling their pain or feeling their angst. So to understand their situation, talk to them, be clear with them, express to them your anxiety. In turn, your manager, your supervisor may express theirs. And that's how it begins. Breaking these barriers between people through lack of communication is key. So assess your situation. Try to understand why your manager may be difficult. Is it due to stress, workload, personality, or expectations? I'm talking about theirs, not yours. Understanding their motivations can help you navigate interactions more effectively. So understanding of another person. And by the way, I want to tell you that this correlates to your personal relationships too, whether it's your friends or significant others. It's all the same. But, we spend 1/3 of our active life, adult life, at work. 1/3. I was just talking to my wife the other day. I said, I see you a lot less than I see my coworkers. It's a separate life altogether. So for 8 to 10 hours a day, sometimes longer, I spend time, or you spend time with your coworkers. It's a real family. These are real relationships. It's a real a marriage. It's an amazing thing we don't think about. We think we spend more time with our kids, our spouses. No, no. It's workplace or school, whatever the case may be. So understanding those people, very important. 1/3 of your active adult life is spent with people that you don't consider family or don't consider important, yet they cause you so much anxiety that you bring home. No, 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 no. That can't work. So understanding their perspective will help you, first of all, understand that they're human too, number one. Number two, if you're the cause of their anxiety and they're the cause of your anxiety, perhaps you can find some common ground. And of course, that leads to empathy. Empathy. Put yourself in their shoes. Gain an insight into their behavior. This doesn't excuse poor behavior, of course, but it can certainly help you respond more thoughtfully to whatever is going on. Once you break down that barrier, you may be in much better shape to begin with. Next step would be to communicate clearly and professionally. No matter what's happening, staying calm and polite will always win the day for you. Maintaining professionalism in all interaction, even if your manager is difficult, is key. Avoid raising your voice or becoming defensive. You know, doing that actually generates a release of various hormones and toxins within your body. That's not helping anyone in this, especially you. Stay calm, stay chill, as they say, and you will feel a lot better than being tense. I shared with you before that my personal anxieties and inability to deal with certain situations, not that I was losing control, but all of that was living inside of me, caused me to have debilitating back pains for decades, several decades. Yeah. As a young man, I suffered from all that, and I thought it was normal. It's not normal. Pain is almost never normal. And this internal pain is invisible pain, which no one can actually see or truly understand. It's quite something. So this empathy is key. When you empathize with another person, you're actually empathizing with yourself. You are feeling your own shortcomings. You're feeling your own pain, your own agony. So by feeling someone else's pain, you see, we're all the same creatures out there. We're all intertwined and interconnected with one another. Understanding someone else's needs, somebody else's pain, is also going to lead you to understanding yours and dealing with it better. So all of a sudden, your difficult manager may not become quite so difficult in the end. Make sure to clarify your expectations to your manager. Ask for clear instructions and feedback. Oh, it's always key. Feedback is extraordinarily important. That shows your understanding of what's needed, and then you can, say that this may be too much for me. Okay, I won't be able to do or live up to your expectations, rather than taking upon yourself and causing yourself more grief and anxiety and failure. Let's not do that. Now, all that stems from clarifying your expectations. If expectations are unclear, request clarification to ensure you understand what's required. When you're talking to your manager, make sure that you're talking from yourself. What does that mean? Use what they say I statements. Speak from yourself. Don't build what they say a straw man, or some people say. No, say I say. This is me speaking. Okay? I statements express your personal feelings without sounding accusatory. Say, I feel overwhelmed when deadlines are changed last minute. And by the way, I want to tell you something. I despise the word deadline. It by itself is a negative connotation. Let's not use words like deadlines. It's much easier to say due date or date due. It's much more positive. But a deadline, forget about it. Don't use that terminology. Stay away from negative terminology. Always skew your thoughts to the positive. The old adage, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, is not true. If you don't have anything nice to say something nice anyway, or you will feel much better. You will feel much better. So speak from yourself, not from somebody else. Okay, that way you won't get any help. But if you say it from your name, my expectations, I feel, I think, this is what I understand, it's going to come back to you and you're going to find the right answer with your manager. Okay, so far it's the solutions, but sometimes these are thoughtful solutions. Sometimes it doesn't work. So sometimes you have to take a more firm action, like, for example, documenting your interactions. Very few people know that a carefully kept ledger or a carefully kept diary of what's happening is actually acceptable in the court of law or in human resources departments as actual factual evidence. They have to take that into consideration. So if you take if you use a daily journal, or if you don't use a daily journal, start using one. Keep records. Document important conversations, emails, and instructions. It will protect you, and in reality will help you deal with your own personal issue. Hey, it's documented. You can look for patterns. Always look for patterns, and the diary can help you do that. Okay? They have lots of apps right now for keeping diaries, and it's good. Keep that. Track your work. Keep a record of your achievements. Did you accomplish the goals set before you? Did you did you achieve the goals that were expected of you that you agreed to? Document all that. If you did, it's cause for celebration. If you didn't, well, you can deal with that, but they can also point out to you that maybe it's not the manager. Sometimes, dear Brutus, it is not the stars which are at fault. The fault lies within ourselves. I know I butchered Shakespeare, Julius Caesar. I know, but it's there. You get the idea. Setting boundaries, not just, from people. People think that, setting boundaries between you and somebody else is what we talk about. No, it's to know your limitations. To quote Clint Eastwood from one of his Dirty Harry movies, a man must know his limitations. I forgot which movie it's from, but it was one of the Dirty Harry movies. Loved it. Know your limits. Understand what behaviors are unacceptable and set personal boundaries. If your manager is being unreasonable, it's okay to push back respectfully. Always respectfully, always positively, okay? But know your limits. Set your own boundaries. You want to succeed after all. Just saying yes to your manager and then failing to accomplish the departmental goals, it's just going to stress out your manager even more. And where do you think things flow down from the top bottom? Okay, so you're going to get a much larger snowball if you feel what I'm saying. Of course, as always, proper time management. If you go back and you map out the Career Guru episodes, the last 7 episodes, you will see that time management is a prominent feature. Like I reported to you earlier, it's a woven tapestry with different colors where everything matches. It's a jigsaw puzzle with these odd-shaped pieces, but when they fit, they fit. And all of these things that we talk about today, dealing with these seemingly separate topics, are all intertwined together. Managing your time. If you've overloaded yourself with work, it's not good for anybody else. You're going to burn yourself out. You are not going to feel good about yourself. You're not going to feel good about your work. So manage your time effectively. Communicate your capacity clearly so people truly understand. Okay? Remember, we're still talking about dealing with difficult managers. And we started talking about empathy. Empathy to your manager, understanding what's troubling them, and in return, what is troubling you. So we talked about feedback, and I'm going to talk about feedback again. Ask for feedback. Ask your management, the supervisory staff for feedback. Request constructive feedback, not destructive, to help you improve your performance. This actually shows your manager that you're looking for constant and ongoing improvement, your personal growth, professional growth. They themselves are going to help you. If you solicit their feedback to your manager, who is the source of your angst, may become less angsty and realize that you're on their team. They will themselves give you support and may change their attitude to you. Seek their support. Talk to trusted colleagues in the department. And sometimes you have no choice. You have to go to human resources. You have such a thing, okay? But don't go it alone. There are people who are there to help you. We touched upon negativity and positivity, and always gravitate towards positivity. Don't use negative words, okay? Turn a negative situation or a negative feeling into a positive one. So my next suggestion to you is to focus on solutions rather than problems. Don't worry about the problem. Find a root cause of it and focus on the solution. When you're bringing up issues that you're having, suggest possible solutions. This will demonstrate to your supervisors, to your manager, the initiative, and can help you shift from focus from problems to resolving them. Everybody wants to see a positive outcome. Oh, by the way, don't offer a solution when it's not solicited. Okay, this is, if a person is not asking you to help them with a problem, don't offer your advice. That's, sometimes people are just sharing. A few decades of married life have finally taught me that my wife sometimes just wants to talk to me rather than hear my advice. I still fail at that, sometimes miserably, but I promise to change. Stay focused. Be solution-oriented. Stay positive. Maintain a positive attitude. Focus on what you can control rather than what you can't. You know what I mean? Don't try to save the world. Save your current situation, and from there, a positive ripple effect will channel through the entire universe. When you win and when you have positive attitude, everyone is winning. Winning. We're still talking about working with difficult managers and supervisors. The other step is to consider the bigger picture. Assess your career goals. Consider whether staying in this role aligns with your long-term career goals. If the situation is intolerable, it might be worth exploring other opportunities. You're not in jail, right? You're not an indentured servant or a slave, right? You can plan out your exit strategy, and you can relieve all sorts of anxiety and difficulties that you may have. Of course, again, I want to tell you, you can't run away from yourself. If you're the cause of your own anxiety or you're the cause of your manager's anxiety, sometimes we have to have a little bit of introspection, right? Sometimes the fault lies not with the stars, but with ourselves. Again, I'm quoting Shakespeare here, or misquoting Shakespeare. But the point is, sometimes we are the cause of someone else's anxiety, and they become the cause of our anxiety. But look within ourselves rather than into the stars. Okay, it's okay sometimes to have a little moment of clarity. That's why all these suggestions that we just went through are key for you to identify. Keeping that journal, looking at patterns, says, wait a minute, I'm the person who failed. I can now understand my manager. You can become the manager yourself. So consider the bigger picture. Plan your exit strategy. Is staying in this job worth my anxiety? If you're doing everything right and things are still wrong, perhaps it's time to leave. There's no need to beat yourself up. There's no need to beat anybody else up. Just go find a better place. Okay. So planning the exit strategy can actually be a therapeutic effect, and of course will lead you to a better place for work. We talked about in previous episodes about self-care or managing stress and taking breaks. The same thing applies here. Not every 5 minutes, because remember, we're dealing with a difficult manager. And if your frequent breaks are in violation of company policy and are actually destructive to the morale of the department, you have to take a look that, this element of self-care is destructive to other people. So don't do that. Okay. So, but yet it's still part of dealing with difficult managers. And that's taking a little moment to yourself. And I do mean a little moment to yourself to find that peaceful state of being where you can be happy. Last but not least, consider mediation. Find a mediator. Find a impartial third party who may be able to help with the situation. Professional mediation exists out there. In some cases, involving a neutral party, such as a mediator, can help resolve conflicts between you and your manager. This is usually facilitated through human resources, and yet there are other third parties available, but they have to be mutually agreed upon. Okay, which is, I'll make a note for myself. Mediation is an excellent topic for a Career Guru podcast. We'll talk about that soon. I've made a note. And on that, we come to a conclusion of this exciting Career Guru episode. I hope this is helpful to you. Please write to me, and I will respond, and I will include your commentary in the Career Guru podcast. I want to wish you all the best. God bless you all, and I'll talk to you soon.
Well, friends and aspiring career gurus, this was fun. Thank you for tuning in. I feel enlightened, I feel empowered, and I'm feeling grateful that we spend time with you. For more information about Boston Career Institute, please visit our website, bostoncareer.org. Boston Career Institute has 3 campuses located in Brookline, Massachusetts, Malden, Massachusetts, and Lowell, Massachusetts. Call our toll-free number, 888-383-6058. For questions, comments, and or information about our podcast, email me at thecareerguru@bostoncareer.org. The Career Guru podcast is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, our website, bostoncareer.org, or wherever you stream your podcast. Subscribe, stream, rate, and review our shows. Your rating and reviews help our show reach new audiences. Produced by PodPro Entertainment, the Career Guru lives within a network of podcasts located at podproentertainment.com. Hashtag the new radio. Looking forward to seeing you soon. All the best to you. My name is Steve Yanovsky. I am the Career Guru. May God bless you. Hashtag let's career up.